97.5 K248BR Santa Cruz, and online at kpfa.org. The time is 9 p.m. Stay tuned for Joe Frank.
Tonight, we take pleasure in bringing you Suspense, a weekly anthology of notable melodramas from stage and screen, fiction and radio, presented each week to bring you to the edge of your chair, to keep you in suspense. The image of the United States as a great melting pot was coined by a variety of commentators in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, referring to the diverse mixture of races and cultures in the fledgling nation. And the original music of America reflected this melting pot effect. The blues developed from sources such as spirituals and work songs in the African-American culture of the Deep South. Country music fused the blues with Appalachian folk music, itself a mixture of Anglo-Celtic, African, and continental European sources. And then there was jazz. It emerged from the same musical traditions that spawned the blues, but went in its own direction. By the 1940s, jazz had created a singularly unique and exciting style, incorporating elements from West Africa, Europe, and Creole cultures. But not every instance of drawing from the music of other cultures was so serendipitous. Rico's still starting his solo a beat too early in Cottontail.
As hopped up as he always is? I'm not surprised.
And Zatz is out of tune, as usual.
Yeah, good licks, 10-year. I'll tune it myself before we go on.
Benji, I want to add C-Jam Blues to the set tomorrow night. We need to run it a couple times first.
Have everyone come in a half hour early?
You ever hear those bums play? Better make it an hour.
Gotcha. Catch you later.
Maxie, how's Trix?
How's Trix? How's Trix, you ask? Oh, I don't know, Donardo. Night after night, I come here expecting to see the joint jumping. But what do I get? I've seen funeral parlors with fewer stiffs in them.
Now, Max, it's not as bad as all that.
And the biggest stiffs of all are these so-called musicians of yours. Other than Benji, they all belong on a corner playing for pocket change, not here in a respectable establishment.
Now, Max, this...
Spare me the bourgeois, Donardo. Your band stinks on ice, and this array of golden oldies you've been playing just ain't cutting the mustard. You've got 1 week to come up with something new and get some toes tapping in this joint, or else you're out. You got me, Donardo?
I got you, Max.
Tommy? You okay?
Never better, Lola. In the pink.
Max had no right to talk to you like that.
So who does she think she's going to get in here for the chicken feed she pays out? Benny Goodman?
I know, baby. It's not fair. I'm off work. Will you walk me home?
Off work? You've been off work for an hour now. And yet you were hanging around here, just like you do night after night, waiting.
Waiting for what, huh?
Waiting for you. You know how I feel about you, Tommy.
Yeah, I know.
So what are you going to do? I mean, if Max follows through on what he said. I have a little money set aside. We could run away. Together. Maybe New York. I have enough to get us there, plus a little extra to keep us going until you find a new gig.
Lola doll, you're the greatest. You got the lettuce with you?
No, it's at home.
Well, bring it in tomorrow night. I'll get our train tickets. You know, just in case Max makes good on her promise.
What do you mean it, Tommy?
Of course I do, baby. Now you go on home. I need to make plans for our trip.
Okay, Tommy. I'll have the money with me tomorrow. Goodbye, Tommy.
Good night, Lola. New York, huh? Well, one of us will be going anyway, but it won't be that dumb broad.
Tommy, where you been? I was starting to think you wouldn't show. Heard what happened with Max last night.
Never mind that. You tuned Zatz's guitar?
Yeah, sure, but...
Listen, I was sleeping this morning when I had this crazy dream. In it, there was a particular tune, a tune like nothing I've ever heard before. So I spent the rest of the day writing an arrangement based on it. Here, listen. So, what do you think?
Wow, that's really wild. This really come to you in a dream?
What, you saying I'm a liar?
No, of course not. It's just that, well, creativity ain't your strong suit. Now, don't get me wrong. You're an aces clarinet player. But this is like nothing I've ever heard before. It's positively unearthly.
Well, no matter what you think, I came up with it. And we're gonna play it in our sets. Starting tonight. Let's run it now. We need to feature them skins of yours more in the new piece.
Sure, but where? We cutting something or extending the whole piece?
We'll cut the trumpet solo. Doesn't work without a screamer anyway.
Gotcha. I can rewrite the arrangement tonight if you want.
Do it. So, what'd you think, Max?
Not bad, Donardo. Not bad.
Not bad?
Most of your set was the same applesauce you've been peddling, and no one's been buying. But that new song, gotta hand it to you, Donardo. You got something there.
Come on, Max. You saw the crowd. We had them in the palm of our hands. They couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And when word gets out, we'll have crowds 5 times that size in here every night.
Well,
So, you satisfied?
for now. You pack 'em in like you say you're gonna do, and you can stay on for as long as you get butts in the chairs.
But we're good for at least another week, right?
Yeah, I'll guarantee you through next week.
Well, I just asked because it's payday and all, and...
You don't lack for nerve, I'll give you that. Here, for this week.
Thanks, Maxie. You won't regret it. We're gonna have 'em lined up out the door every night.
We'll see.
Tommy, you were fantastic tonight. Oh, that new song. It's going to be the break you've been waiting for. I just know it.
And you're gonna be right there at my side when it hits pay dirt, doll.
Oh, you. Do you have a name for it?
Sure, it's called Midnight in Mandalay. Yeah. Do you have the greenbacks with you?
Oh, well, yes, but I'm sure Max isn't going to want to get rid of you now.
Oh, of course not. But do I really want to waste a hit song on this dump? Anyway, don't you want to go to the Big Apple with me? Just the two of us?
Oh, of course I do.
Then give me the money, and I'll have things all set for us to take a powder when the time is right.
It's everything I have in the world.
I'll put it to good use.
I love you, Tommy.
I love you too, baby. Ambassador Hotel? Yeah, give me Benji Sutton's room. Benji, get packed. We're headed to New York. Tonight. And set up auditions for a new guitarist. And be picky this time, Benji. We've gone through 3 in the 3 weeks since we got to New York, and it's getting real old real fast. With the moolah we're making now, we can afford better than the 2-bit bums we worked with in Topeka.
Right, boss.
See you at 4 o'clock sharp.
Gotcha. Good night.
I've been waiting for you, Tommaso.
Who's there? Maya?
You remember me? It's more than I expected, really.
How did you find me?
Because of your newfound fame.
Listen carefully, because I'm only going to ask this once. Why are you here?
To save you.
Save me? Save me? From what?
From yourself, Tommaso. From your own avarice and dishonest nature. And from that song.
What song? I'm a musician. I do a lot of songs.
Please, Tommaso. You've got to stop playing that song.
Why should I stop playing it? I wrote it. Midnight in Mandalay is my song. Mine.
No. No, it isn't. Tommaso, the melody is the very one you heard in my village. The night that we first... The night that you told me you loved me. You heard something that you were never supposed to hear. That no outsider was ever supposed to hear. I begged you to never reveal it to anyone. And you promised me you would keep it a secret.
I said a lot of things I didn't mean that night.
Yes. Yes, you did. And over time I came to learn that this is who you are. It's all you are. Tommaso, I know you don't love me, but you never did. But I beg of you, if you ever felt anything from me, stop playing that song. Your very life depends upon it.
Listen, And listen good. I was a long way from home in the middle of a war, and you were a convenient piece of tail. That's all. And you want me to give up my meal ticket for you? That's a laugh.
As you wish, Tommaso. But mark my words. You will come to regret this decision. Right now, you still have the choice to stop playing the song. But soon, very soon, you will not. And when that time comes, nothing on earth will be able to save you.
Get out.
Goodbye, Tommaso.
Out!
Tommy, you got a minute?
What's up, Benji?
Maybe we should go someplace a little more private.
Come on. This private enough for you?
Listen, you okay?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing, boss, nothing. Only over the past few weeks, you've been acting a little screwy. You've been short-tempered. Even for you. You look like you haven't slept in days. Even your playing ain't the same. You were always aces on that licorice stick, but not anymore. It's like that new song is the only one that you can get interested in. And that one you play like your life depends on it. I'm worried about you is all.
Okay. This doesn't go any farther than you and me, capiche?
Yeah, sure, anything you say, boss.
I ain't slept a full night through since we got into town. I keep having these nutso dreams.
Nutso dreams? About what?
Not sure exactly. All I can ever remember are fragments. This shadowy, creepy sort of landscape. And I don't know, something sleeping there.
Something? Like what?
Like, I don't know, something. Big. Really big. With wings, claws, and eyes. Lots of eyes. Closed now, but...
But what, Tommy?
You're gonna think I'm a candidate for the booby hatch if I tell you the rest.
It's just a dream.
All right, you asked for it. Ever since we started playing Midnight in Mandalay, I've had this uneasy feeling. Like that thing in my dreams is gonna wake up.
So, you're afraid that this dream monster will wake up because of a song that came to you in a dream?
Yeah, about that. I told you the riff that we built the song around came to me in a dream. Well, it didn't. I heard it back during the war. You know, I served in Burma, right? C-47 mechanic. While I was there, I took up with a native girl. Nothing serious, just a way to pass the time. Well, you were in the Pacific. You speak my language. She was from this little hill tribe, the Chokatlan. I was visiting her one night when I heard these pipes off in the distance. They were like nothing I ever heard before. But like you said when I first played the tune for you.
Yeah, unearthly.
Right. Well, I heard them pipes and had to get a better listen. The girl begged me not to go, said the music was forbidden, that playing it could lead to unspeakable consequences, all sorts of mumbo-jumbo. But I went, and I listened. When I got back, she was crying up a storm. To shut her trap, I finally agreed to never play that song. And for 4 years after, I didn't, because I forgot about it until that night back in Topeka when Max was going to toss us out on our ears.
And that's when your bad dreams started?
Yeah.
Maybe you have a guilty conscience.
Since when have I felt guilty about anything? Come on, Benji. You know me better than that.
Yeah, but something's keeping you up nights.
That same Burmese girl showed up at my apartment not long after we hit it big here.
What?
She warned me again, begged me to stop playing that unearthly riff. I thought she was nuts then, but now I wonder. Maybe it wasn't all mumbo-jumbo.
What?
No, I ain't off my rocker, and I'm not buying into her stories of unspeakable horror. But there's something to it. What, I don't know, but something.
Look, Tommy, you're exhausted. Not thinking straight. Why didn't you take something and get a good night's rest?
Oh, buddy boy, I have tried everything from warm milk and counting sheep to downers and old granddad, and all of them had the same effect. Zilch. So at this point, there's just one thing left to try. Starting tomorrow night, we're taking Midnight in Mandalay out of the set list.
Now I know you're off your rocker. The club's never gonna hold still for that.
You let me worry about that. Anyway, it's just a temporary thing, just to be sure. You follow me?
Whatever you say, boss. Where are you going?
Home. Don't want to hold up my nightly spook show.
Tommy, how's that wrist doing?
Huh?
You know, that wrist that's been bothering you?
Oh, yeah, that. Better, but still not quite copacetic.
Well, it had better get copacetic in the next 30 minutes. I don't know what your angle is here, Donardo. All I know is that you've been stalling on playing Midnight in Mandalay for the past 3 nights. The customers are letting me hear about it. So you either play it tonight, or you'll be playing it somewhere else starting tomorrow.
Well, it was bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
So where do you want to work it in?
End of the last set.
Gotcha, boss. So, did it make any difference? Not playing the song, I mean. With those, screwy dreams of yours?
Nope. Not only didn't the dreams stop, they actually got worse. A lot worse. Benji, I swear to God, I could see that thing's eyes twitching, like it was about to wake up.
Tommy?
And what's worse is that I don't just have the dreams when I'm asleep anymore.
Tommy.
I see it when I'm awake now, too.
Tommy, will you listen to yourself?
Don't talk to me like I'm some kind of crackpot. Ugh, get ready to start the last set.
Right, boss. Tommy? What are you doing? Tommy? Tommy?
Oh, sweet Jesus. I was wrong. Benji, I was wrong.
Wrong about what, Tommy?
The tune. I was wrong about the tune.
What the hell's going on here? Huh?
What about the tune? What about the tune?
It's too late. It's too late for me to stop playing it.
What's he going on about?
Why is it too late?
That thing. That horrible thing. The tune wasn't waking it. That tune was all that was keeping it asleep. And now I can't stop playing it. Or else it'll wake up.
Tommy, you need help.
Let go of me. Before it's too late.
Yeah, pal. We're gonna take you somewhere where they'll take good care of you.
You don't understand. If I stop... No, it's waking up. It's waking up.
So ends The Pipes of Chokatlan by John C. Alzadek and Dana Perry Hayes. Tonight's story of Suspense. Suspense is produced by Blue Hours Productions. Tonight's drama was written especially for Suspense by John C. Alzadek and Dana Perry Hayes. Daamen Krall was Tommaso DiNardo. Rocky Serta was Benji Sutton. Adrian Wilkinson was Maya. Dana Perry Hayes was Max. Elizabeth Grayson was Lola. And John C. Alzadek was Cy. I'm Daamen Krall. Next week at this time, tune in for another study in suspense.
I'm John C. Alsadek.
And I'm Dana Perry Hayes. Together, we're Blue Hours Productions, the producers of Suspense. In this series of post-episode segments, we'll explain some of the inner workings of radio's outstanding theater of thrills. So please join us as we go behind Suspense. In this week's segment, we'll talk about the production company behind Suspense, Blue Hours Productions. Blue Hours Productions formed in January of 2010 as a partnership between the two of us. We'd met just a few months earlier and soon found out that our skill sets dovetailed neatly together, as did our shared interests in horror, science fiction, and all things retro.
A native Californian and a professional musician since her late teens, Dana had toured the U.S. and the Pacific Rim with various bands. Later, she turned her musical interests toward session work, composing music for indie films, as well as learning the craft of acting. And though she doesn't consider herself a trained writer, Dana has been creating stories since childhood and does much of the plotting and dialogue for our original scripts.
Born into a theatrical family, John developed a love for writing at an early age. Following a photojournalism career that included stints at cyclingnews.com, Threshold Sports, and LCS Guide to Hockey, he began writing, producing, and directing content for the internet in 2006. 2 years later, he decided to move from his hometown of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to Los Angeles, where he began working with several small production companies.
Our first project together was an audio series called As Darkness Falls. Though it was never released due to issues with the publishing company we were working with at the time, it proved to be an invaluable learning experience. While we'd both listened to CBS Radio Mystery Theater as kids, there are a lot of subtleties involved in creating high-quality radio drama, and we found out a lot through trial and error.
What we also found was an outstanding group of actors without whom we couldn't bring these stories to life. They include Adrian Wilkinson, Catherine Kamei, Christopher Duva, Daniel Hackman, Elizabeth Grayson, John Laver, Rocky Serta, Ron Batista, Sean Hackman, Scott Henry, Steve Moulton, Tucker Smallwood, and our host of Suspense, Daamen Krall.
Today, Suspense can be heard on 50 radio stations in the U.S. and Canada, as well as on Audible.
From zombies to a ghost, turning mommies into toast.
Thank you for joining us on Behind Suspense. Until next time, this is Blue Hours Productions wishing you good night
and pleasant dreams.
Good evening. You're listening to KPFA. The time is 9:30. Stay tuned for Joe Frank.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, after calling these major hotels where I wish I could have stayed and none of this would have happened, I wound up in this kind of a tacky motel. Wandering around all night. I gambled all night. I wasn't drunk. I was just maybe tired from the trip. and I could not for the life of me remember the name of the motel. Normally I write down